Every time an aircraft takes to the sky, the safety of the plane and everyone aboard the plane is in the hands of the pilot. This in turn means that the safety of the plane and of everyone aboard is dependent upon the health of the pilot. If some medical condition renders the pilot unable to fly, everyone is in a lot of trouble. To minimise this risk, anyone applying for a pilot's licence has to undergo a series of medical tests and must disclose their medical history. In this case, Mr. Neal applied for a student pilot's licence, but disclosed that some years previously he had been hospitalised after a psychotic episode and had been diagnosed with undifferentiated schizophrenia. The relevant legislation at the time in New South Wales was the Air Navigation Act 1922 and the supporting Air Navigation Orders, which set out the medical standards to be met by pilots. Under the heading of mental fitness, the standard said the applicant shall have no established medical history or clinical diagnosis of psychosis. Mr. Neal was denied a student pilot's licence by the Department of Transport on the basis of this medical history. He appealed to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, arguing that the single instance of psychosis could not be described as an established medical history, because an established medical history suggested a series of occurrences rather than a one-off event. The tribunal, however, found that one episode was sufficient to provide the basis of an established medical history, particularly if the likelihood of the condition reoccurring is regarded as too great. Mr. Neal then appealed the tribunal's decision to the federal court. The challenge for him, however, was that the tribunal's decision could only be challenged on questions of law, not on the merits of the decision. Even so, the tribunal sneaked towards consideration of the merits, stating there was abundant evidence that a non-toxic psychosis could reappear at least up to 15 years later without any apparent reason, and there was also some evidence that if such a condition recurred, it would be a hazard to flying. As a result, a psychotic medical condition is sufficient to deny a pilot their licence, even if there has only been one occurrence, for so long as there is a danger of recurrence, particularly while flying.